morning, students. Today we will discuss a topic regarding management of receivables and inventory management. This is the last topic in IFM. Actually, in IFM we have fifth unit related to the current assets. In that we already discussed, I posted some of the videos in your Google Classroom. Those are cash management and dividend policies. Apart from the dividend things, we have to discuss about the current assets. In that current assets, cash management already I posted. Now we have another two current assets elements like accounts receivable and inventory management. Here we have to observe it is the concepts related to the international financial management. It relates to the MNCs. Here we have to thought about the receivables management. When the cash flows comes into the organization, we have to consider that into the very important thing for the business. Cash flows are blood for the any organization. If the business has to survive, they need more cash inflows or profits. If it is not having means, the organization cannot survive healthy. So we have to survive a successful business, we need more cash inflows. Business can survive lack of profits but cannot survive lack of cash flows. Here we have to consider two things. If the company can survive lack of profits but it cannot be survive lack of cash flows, it means rotation. If we don't have rotation on the time, the business will be into the life will shows in decreasing trend. For that we have to manage receivables is one of the most important of small or large businesses. For survival of cash flows, it is important to the managing the receivables is the only solution. According to Hampton, receivables are the assets, accounts representing amount owned to firm as a result of sale of goods or services in ordinary course of business. For selling of goods, for providing the service, we are getting some amount that can be owned by the firm, that is the receivables in terms of accounts, according to Hampton. And concept of international receivables management. Receivables management belongs to the MNCs by doing the business in international wide. We have to expand our business to get more profits. We go for the MNCs or international business. By spreading our wings into the international business, we will have more market, then more opportunity of market, then we will get more receivables, like more transactions. There we have a competition also. In that particular situation, when we have looking for the MNCs, on the time we have competition also. In that particular situation, we will be compete with them to provide better service, better quality of product, and we will expand our sales by competing the competitors. We will expect more profitable and receivables. Some of the companies also concentrating on their profits by financing charges they leave on the credit sales also. They are allowing the credit sales, through that also they are earning profits in the international business. And credit sales lead to the emergence of accounts receivable. The management of receivables focus on two important factors. Those may be cost of credit sales should into the exceed benefit from the credit sale. Whether the sales in confirmed within different units of the firms or it is an inter-firm sales. Through these important factors, they are allowing means, they are emerging means into the receivables. They will manage proper, they will focus more receivables management. And in the receivables management, credit stands abroad are often for relaxed than in the home market, especially in the countries lacking alternative sources of credit for all small customers. To remain competitive of MNCs may feel compelled to the loosen their own credit standards. The compensation system in the many companies tends to reward higher sales more than its increased investment in accounts receivable. They are putting more effect in the better receivables management in overseas by making the more market. Making things about the selling of finance, things about seeding up of cash flows. Those are the two main things they have to concentrate in the MNCs, and they are mainly focused and made an effective receivables management. And then what are the factors can consider in the receivables management? Here some of the factors they will consider. Once credit has to be generated to customer responsible for the billing and collection of the customers usually passes to the accounting department. The ability of accounting staff to bill, invoice and collect the timely manner has a major impact on the amount of working capital invested in accounts receivable. The treasurer does not have direct control over these functions but should be aware of the following factors which can seriously extend customer payment interval unless careful management. In this factor, we need to consider to fulfill things like following factors like invoicing delay, invoicing errors, invoice transmission, lack of receipt, collection management, internal error follow up. What is the meaning of all this? One by one we will discuss. Invoicing delay. What is meant by invoicing delay? Invoices should be issued immediately after the related goods or services have been provided. The invoices has to be issued immediately after the related goods or services has been provided. If the accounting staff is billing only at the standard intervals, then receivables are being extended just because of an internal accounting work policy. This is the invoicing delay. And invoicing error. If invoices are being continuously reissued due to errors, then additional controls are needed to increase the accuracy of initial invoices. This can be a serious issue since invoicing errors are usually found by the customer, which may be several weeks after they were originally issued invoices. That is the information regarding the invoicing errors. Invoicing transmission. Invoicing transmission, how it will comes means there is a multi-day mailing delay when invoices are delaying through the postal services. Intent, the accounting system should be configured to issue invoices by mail or electronic data interchange, or the accounting staff should manually email invoices. And lack of receipt. If checks are received at the company location and then sent to the bank, this creates a delay of penalty. Several delays before the checks are processed immediately, deposit and then clear the bank. Instead of customers should send all checks to the log box so that checks are deposited in minimum amount of time, thereby increasing the availability of funds. And collection management. In this collection management, there should be a well trained collection staff that assign responsibility for specific amount, focus on the latest overdue accounts balance first being taken to customers immediately after payment of due dates are reached and is supported by collection software system. The group should use a broad array of collection techniques including dummy letters on site visits, attorney letters, payment committees letters, credit holders, collection agencies we have to be take the help. And internal error and follow up. If the payments are being delayed due to service problem by the company or product flows, the collection staff should have a tracking system in place that stores the delays of these problems, and the accounting manager should follow up with the managers elsewhere in the company to have them resolved. These are the factors we have to be considered to manage proper manner of receivables. This is the information regarding the receivables management. These and all we have to be made and carefully means will manage an effective receivables. Then we have to thought about the international inventory management. What is meant by inventory management? Inventory management is the process of ordering, storing and using a company's inventory. This including the management of raw materials, components and finished products as well as warehousing and processing such items is nothing but a inventory management. It is also a part in the current assets. Inventory accounts for the biggest share of the current asset. At the same time, it is the least liquid asset. But some additional factors are important in the case of international firms. They are an international firms has to maintain inventory simultaneously in different countries. By managing home country as well as international MNC multinational company, hosting country is will do. Transit time is quite longer. Here we have a transit time is quite longer. Customer procedures are quite lengthy in these particular situations. Political risks along with the exchange rate risk also there in this international inventory management. Actually, domestic inventory management we will have an political risk only. There is no an exchange risk, but into the MNCs we will have along with the political risk exchange risk also. Based on these problems, there are some deviations from the simple norm of inventory management which is practiced in the domestic firm that we will be apply in the international management. And stock filling. Here stock filling means processing a bigger stock than the EOQ is nothing but a stock filling. Here what is the meaning of stock filling means processing a bigger stock than the EOQ. What is meant by EOQ? Economic order quantity. It is a technique for managing the inventory. In the stock filling, we won't consider the EOQ. What are the amounts is economic order quantity is showing, more than that we are processing means that we consider it as an stock filling. Stock filling. And some of the factors will be considered affecting management of inventory. Operations in different countries we are handling with the home country as well as hosting country. The management has to put some more efforts to manage inventory. Some cases management choose to maintain inventory and order levels for in excess of what would be called for in an economic order quantity model. In this we have some of the factors that will affect that we will discuss now. Anticipating evaluation. First we have to do an anticipation regarding devaluation. Under this condition in which local currency devaluation is likely. Management must decide whether to build up inventory imported items in anticipation of the expected devaluation. This freeze would prevent the imported inventory from being sold for an appropriate markup above its now higher replacement value. Still, worse, the devaluation may not occur as anticipated, leaving management holding an excessive level of inventory until it can be worked down. And another factor we have to be consider and we have to be think about that which will affect anticipating price freezes. In this situation, to circumvent an anticipated price freeze, management can establish the local currency price of an imported item a high level with actual sales being made at a discount from this posted price. In any event, it provides no protection against competitive price squeezes. An alternative is to sell at the posted price, but in case selling, promotion, or other marketing mix activities which can later be reduced. And we have to consider another factor which is affecting the management of inventory: free trade zone and free industrial zones. Free trade zones combines the old idea of duty ports with legislation that reduces or eliminates customs duty to retails or manufacturers who structure their operations to benefit from the technique. Those income taxes, it may also be reduced for operations in free trade zones. The old duty free ports were typically in the dock area of major areas where goods were held duty free until the owner was ready to deliver them within the country. And in the modern free trade zones, by compensations are often located away from a port area. For example, the Italian firm of X has such a zone in one particular area. Free trade zone functions in several ways. There may be a place of afford merchandise for subsequent sale within the country when the zone is located. An example is storage area for imported, and another Toyota Automobiles is the port of Los Angeles. The third type of zone is fully fledged manufacturing center with major portion of its out re-exported out of the country. These two examples are we have. Another two examples we will discuss here. Malaysia and Maldives where such zones are officially designed free industrial zones. In these ways, we have to go with this minimizing the inventory, affecting the inventory management. Thank you. Thank you, students.